Another day in the NBA here, and it's looking like a classic situation where guys are getting ruled out right before the show. Jaylen Brown, Neemias Queta, we're going to figure it out. The work begins, it always does, here on the Splash Play channel. We're going to dig in and compare my projections to one of the industry leaders out there, our friends over at Stokastic. We'll see who the top plays are, the top value plays are. We'll also go game by game. We'll check the ownership along the way, see where the leverage lies. We'll hop over to Stokastic, run a sim, see what the top ROI lineups are. I'll do a hand build. And by the end of this video, guys, you'll know all the industry's must plays along my Splash Plays. For today, March 2nd, 2026, let's get into it. Brand new month here. So hopefully it'll be a good one for all of you guys out there, as well as for me too. But hope it was a good weekend for you guys. Again, this is a brand new week in the NBA, and boy, it feels a lot like every other week because we got this shit happening right before the show. That said, let's zoom in here. Let's get things going. I was trying to work on getting FanDuel fully integrated because I'm ready emotionally to update projections and all that for FanDuel. I mean, I'm already doing projections for FanDuel, but update the ownership and all of that as a part of running things. So you FanDuel sycophants out there is what I'm going to call you guys. You guys have been dying to get FanDuel stuff. Stay tuned because I think I'm going to have it up, if not today, next couple days on the site at splashplaypodcast.com. But that's what I was working on, and then saw right as I was about to enter the studio, oh, Jaylen Brown got ruled out, and I'm like, well, no update from Stokastic, and I don't have to do too much manually here to get it right on my end. That's going to be a big thing. We'll figure it out as we go. But let's start off the top projected guy in the slate, Nikola Jokic, 12.5 salary today on DraftKings. FanDuel believe he's still slightly more expensive, 12.6. That said, right now, and let's pull in Stokastic data as well, 74% owned by the field in Stokastic data. When running 100,000 contest sims, I got Nikola Jokic in 62% of those winning lineups. So would say, once again, Nikola Jokic looks a little bit overowned. Obviously, we're expecting him to be really good today facing a Utah team that has no big men of note left, doesn't want to win, all that stuff. But Jokic as well, on a back-to-back. We have not, I don't believe, got the Denver injury report yet. Let me just make sure it didn't come through on this 2 o'clock one. We've not gotten them yet on a back-to-back. So there is also, I suppose, a faint chance that Jokic isn't play today, but with him needing to hit his minutes limit, or his game limit, rather, to hit the enough games to qualify for MVP voting / all first team NBA, all that stuff, would say that Jokic, I would expect him to play here on the back-to-back. So he looks okay. I would expect him to, though, be a little bit lower minutes-wise. Right now, have him at 35 minutes. My guess, we're probably going to see him closer. You're 32, 33. You're facing Utah. You're on a back-to-back. Not the kind of spot you're going to expect Jokic to get pushed into mega duty that much. But he's your top option today, projection-wise as well. You could see he was about 20 fantasy points higher than Jaylen Brown. Now Jaylen Brown's off the slate. He's about 22 higher than Kawhi Leonard. Same thing for Şengün, even higher than Kevin Durant, even higher than Jamal Murray. There is no comparison for Jokic. That's the biggest thing here, is that it's going to feel very comfortable people to get him in, and also, frankly, you just might need him on the slate. But like we always talk about, whenever the field is really flocking towards that top, highest, most expensive salaried guy, like a Nikola Jokic or Luka Doncic or whatever we have, you tend to want to come in under by a little bit. So for Jokic here, really high projection. You'll get him in lineups. I feel like, to me, if you put him in half your lineups, built the other half, and just saw what you could do without Jokic, that's usually the move on slates like this. Shorter slate as well, with only 4 games today. Jaylen Brown, if he had played today, would have been worth about 49 fantasy points. So all these are now up for grabs. Basically, a Milwaukee team that will be getting Giannis back today, it looks like. But Jaylen Brown out. Let's go to the NBA Wowie here, because this will be more helpful with the lack of data we'll have at this point. Let's go over here. Celtics. Let's take off Simons. Let's take off Jaylen Brown, and let's limit it to just this season. Got a 19th place finish on Saturday, not so good on Sunday. Well, there's no splash play data on Sunday, so that's probably why. Saturday was tough for me because of Zion getting hurt. That killed a lot of my best lineups. But look, feeling good about the process lately. Minutes have been looking good as well that I've been building. With the AI agent I built out, talked about that on Friday's video. It's all a process, obviously, and if you feel good about your process, it's all that ultimately matters on all these slates. All right, we're still not adjusting correctly here on Wowie. Going to see Derek White and Peyton Pritchard be your priority plays, would be my guess here. Actually, Vucevic has been really good. 1.2 DK points per minute this year. Only 100 possessions for the Celtics with Anthony Simons and Jaylen Brown off the court. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's the one we care about. He hasn't played on the same team as Simons at any point this season. But 33% usage, 12% rebound rate, 4 assists per 100 possessions. Shooting pretty well, probably unsustainably well at 65% true shooting. Kada, we're not going to take him off here because it would cut the sample size too much. Derek White, 1.1 DK points per minute. Peyton Pritchard, 1.1. Pritchard has more usage at 29%. Derek White contributing more assists, 10.9 assists per 100 possessions compared to 10 for Peyton Pritchard. Luka Garza will pick up backup center minutes. He's been a pretty good producer as well at 1.05 fantasy points per minute. Nobody else here that good. Josh Minot not on the team anymore. Shireman under 0.9. Jordan Walsh under 0.8. Mari Williams. Ron Harper can maybe get some more shots up here. And nothing looks that good besides Derek White and Peyton Pritchard. So would say that for Jaylen Brown being out, you're not going to have a massive winner here. But Derek White, 8,200, he was already a top projected player on this slate, which doesn't have a lot of guys that are projected super well. Derek White's going to come up. Peyton Pritchard's going to come up. And Derek White, 8,200. Peyton Pritchard at 7,200 here. Both guys will be more important plays than they are right now. If I had to guess, Derek White will end up 45, 44-ish fantasy points. Peyton Pritchard, maybe a little bit behind that. So they'll both be on the screen when things update. Kawhi Leonard at number 3. So Kawhi, the Clippers, I don't believe have put out an injury report yet either because they are also on a back-to-back. Would not be shocking to see Kawhi sit today, given the fact that it is a back-to-back, and the Clippers, as Kawhi has made publicly clear in a few quotes, don't think they're playing for much at this point. So for Kawhi, 9,500 if he plays. 45 fantasy points is where I'm at. Stokastic at closer to 47. That gets me about 16% ownership. Fields at 27. If Kawhi is out, it looked like a completely different situation for Benedict Mathurin and the rest of the guys. They're facing a Warriors team as well. It's pretty shorthanded with still no Steph Curry, no Jimmy Butler, obviously. Kawhi right now, not a priority play. But things are going to move around a lot because of the Boston Celtics stuff. I'm keeping an eye as well. If Stokastic updates their minutes, I'll update my data here midstream. For right now, there's still no update coming in yet. All right, Alperen Sengun at number 4. Sengun facing the Wizards today. First game on the slate, so keep that in mind. If you play Sengun, any Rockets, you are giving up that flexibility. That said, for Sengun, last time we saw him against a similar team, I'd say in the Kings, we saw Sengun put up 70 fantasy points. So Sengun at 9,400, have him today at about 45 fantasy points. Stokastic's at 44.3. Gets me 24% ownership. Fields at 17. I think Sengun's one of those guys, if you're not playing Jokic as much as the field, you should be playing a little bit more Sengun. That said, he is, again, about 22 fantasy points lower than Jokic, so you are giving up something there. If I were to play Sengun, you play him head up against Jokic, you're not going to win that battle very often, maybe get close enough that it can work. Playing that power forward with Jokic, I think is more compelling in some respects. So Sengun, going to be a play for me today. I am above the field right now. Again, I'm just shy of 25%. Kevin Durant, Fields at 14%, I have 27. Facing Washington helps out a little bit for him as well. My projection also 3.3, higher than Stokastic's. I think I'm also giving Durant a little bit extra on the minute side. For Kevin Durant here, he's been a great shooter all year, has been rebounding, getting more assists lately. And really since the Burnergate situation happened, seems like he's just playing a little bit harder as opposed to just getting his shot over and over again. For Kevin Durant, at his price tag, there's a ceiling there, 13.5% ownership. Seems low on the slate. And if I had to guess, that ownership's probably not going to come up too much. You'll open up some value at the Boston stuff. But you're going to have to spend now, 7K-ish for Derek White, or 7K-ish for Peyton Pritchard, 8K-ish for Derek White. You're probably not going to land on guys like Durant very often because the field's going to use that, that value and pay for Jokic with it, would be my guess. Jamal Murray, your most live pivot to Nikola Jokic on paper, assuming that these guys all play today. $8,800 salary, about a 43 projection from me and Stokastic. Fields at 30%, I'm getting 31. Jamal Murray, your most live pivot to Nikola Jokic always. When we see Jokic chalk, always good to consider Jamal Murray as an addition to him or a replacement for him in a lineup. But Jamal Murray, the minutes have been good since he got injured early in that last game or that game a couple games ago. Facing Utah, not a great defense. I think there's a logic to go to Jamal Murray here, but don't see him being a play. I want to get massively above the field. Amin Thompson, Fields at 18%. I'm getting 26. 7,900 facing Washington, a team that can create some turnovers for a guy like Amin Thompson. Helps him out a little bit, but also just the higher pace, more shot opportunities that are going to be easy for Amin Thompson. Helps him out, given that he's not a good shooter. Amin Thompson, I think, a good play here. And much like Sengun, much like Durant, getting a pretty big boost up for a nice total and a good matchup going against Washington. Derek White, like we talked about, is going to look a lot better when Jaylen Brown gets updated for everything. Unfortunately, hard to do that right now on stream. Oh, you know what? Stokastic update came in at 2:10, so bear with me, guys. Hate to do this 9 minutes into the video because, people might tune out, but for the sake of accuracy, I'm aware that Kate is already out. So we'll have these guys updated in a moment in the data. Let me just pull this in real fast. We'll just pull in for the main slate. Let's upload it here. And you'll see it update here. And it's also going to be as fast, by the way, as it updates in real time when I'm doing it. So you can see that just pushed. Let me hit my refresh here. And now Jaylen Brown is out. So oh, you know what? Fuck me. Sorry. Forgot to switch it off my minutes. That's why. One more time here. Again, it goes really fast. I figured out how to get this down as quickly as possible. It's been one of my goals for being able to update data in the NBA. In particular, when I'm on stream doing live before locks, as I was doing last week. It was really important to get the data out quickly for you guys. All right, here we go. Now we got it. Okay. There, updated. All right, so it didn't update the rates or anything, but Derek White with no rate uptick for him. I should have put that in, but I didn't. Derek White now at 43 for me. Stokastic has been at 41.5. Again, the ownership only at 19%. Let me rerun my sim so I can get a read on what I'm going to have there. Peyton Pritchard now at 40 fantasy points, 7,200. Stokastic expecting him to be about 32% owned. He's coming up. We'll see what I get in a moment when my sim reruns. Kevin Durant now down a little bit in this. Nikola Vucevic also up 6,200. He's now one of our top projected plays at 36.2. So I'm glad I updated here in real time. But Vucevic getting the minutes uptick from no Neemias Queta. We've seen him have a massive ceiling lately as well. And you saw when we put up the NBA Wowie, he does pick up a lot of usage in a very small sample size this year without Jaylen Brown. So Vucevic, I think, a compelling play, though. You're going in the first unit with Derek White taking usage, with probably Pritchard as well taking usage. Maybe not quite as good of a situation as it has been for him off the bench. Let's sort by value here, guys. Getting new data here just pulled in. Also, my sim just ran, so we could see that. Yeah, Peyton Pritchard, 41% owned across my 100,000 contest sims, or rather, he's making 41% of the winning lineups. And Derek White, 31%. So right now, I would say these guys look under-owned in the data. Vucevic making half my winning lineups across 100,000 contest sims as well. So these guys going to be important plays. Let's sort by value now, guys. Before I do that, one quick ask. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You guys know the deal. If you watch this video, I'm just one guy showing you my work every day, Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. for the NBA, soon for the MLB. Think what I'm going to do is probably start doing MLB streams at 12 p.m. It's going to be my goal there. And then for NFL, I'm going to do streams soon for best ball. I think now the combine's over, but don't know what time, because probably 12 p.m. is not going to be the one I want to use. But stay tuned here. Lots coming up this month. MLB is at the end of the month. So hit the like button and leave a comment as well. It does go a long way for me here to keep building the channel up. And guys, check out Stokastic as well. All their data, you saw them update here. I was able to pull their minutes, pull it into my stuff real fast. You get a read on things. Stokastic updating all day long now, thanks to their props tool. So you can check out DFS products, the props tool, all the 15% off the promo code SPLASH. So click the link down below. Use the promo code SPLASH when you get over there and get 15% off any package, weekly, monthly, even yearly. To keep seeing Stokastic people finishing on top of these tournaments. Our guy Low Stories finished 100K twice in the last 15 days right now. So good things happening. Use Stokastic data. I say use their stuff hand in hand with mine, and you'll probably be better off for it. And of course, join the channel here. $5 if you want to support. Just join in the live chats here as a supporter tier level person. But if you want to get all my data, great way to do that. If you want to pay less than on YouTube, go at splashplaypodcast.com. Right now, you get all my stuff updated. Of course, I'm putting in more and more stuff for the Squirt Squad tier and the VIP tier, your matchup screen, your matrix screen, all my data sortable position by position. That's all Squirt Squad tier. The new minutes tool, also Squirt Squad tier. VIP, you get my data, my projections exportable, simulation data across 100,000 contest sims. All that's available for you guys at splashplaypodcast.com. And if you want to see this content continue on for forever, really, if 500 of you guys signed up right now, I can do this shit as long as the world doesn't die and end. So please join at splashplaypodcast.com. Shout out to all you guys that have, but check it out for yourself. Use this part of your process here, whether you're a hand builder or you're 150 maxing. I think you will get value to the data I've been putting together at splashplaypodcast.com. All right, top values here, and this is all Stokastic minutes, so I want to keep that in mind because Blake Hinson in particular is one guy. They're giving him 32 minutes today. I just don't see how he hits that. Kevin Love is out for the Jazz. Marketing still out for the Jazz. But Hinson, I think they're giving way too many minutes. Real fast, we'll pull up the minutes tool here. You can see it. Blake Hinson, 16 minutes last time out, 18 minutes before that, didn't play, 16, 25. If they're really shorthanded, they could play Hinson more, but I just don't see him getting, the massive amount of minutes that Stokastic is giving him right here. They're giving him currently 32.2 minutes. If you give him closer to 20, even 25, he's not going to be as much of a priority play. But with them giving that many minutes, he's about 27% owned by the field. I'm getting him at 67% of my lineups. But I do think in my data, when I update things, I'm not going to use Stokastic's minutes here. I just don't trust what they're giving Hinson right now. It's one of those things where I've talked about it on stream. Sometimes they get this stuff right, but lately with how much the lineups have been moving around, how many question marks there are for the various rotations, really since the post-trade deadline, plus all the tanking stuff going on, I think it's been harder for Stokastic to get guys like Blake Hinson right. I don't see him being a priority play here. Even if he started, last game he started, still didn't play over 20 minutes. So for Blake Hinson, 3,500, I am not seeing this be the priority play that you're getting right now in the data. But if he does play 32 minutes, he's a great play. I just don't see a world where he plays 32 minutes. Ron Harper Jr. getting a minutes uptick here from having no Jaylen Brown. Stokastic giving him 26 minutes in data. Gets you a $3,200 salary. Nice value. 21 fantasy points for me. 6.5x value overall. Ron Harper Jr., 22% owned by the field. I've got him at 40. Harper Jr. has been in and out of the rotation lately. He didn't play their last game. Before that, 6 minutes, 11 minutes before that. 34 minutes in a game where I believe that was the one that we had Jaylen Brown out. Jaylen Brown out in this spot, game 4. Ron Harper plays 30 minutes. Kata also played 27 in this one. Obviously, that won't be the case this time. And Pritchard played 34. Derek White played 34. Pritchard off the bench, so he might not start here, I guess. Before Ron Harper Jr., big thing is that you got a faint chance of there being a start. Did he start in that last game? He picked up the start last time Jaylen Brown was out here. You can see the underlying number means the guy's a starter. So he started alongside Kata, Hauser, Shireman, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard off the bench. So I would say that Ron Harper, good shot of starting today again. 40% ownership for me right now. Fields at 22. And I would say, unlike Blake Hinson, I think Harper's got a good shot to start. And if he doesn't start, I think he's probably going to play mid-20s minutes. So I feel better about Ron Harper value than I do Blake Hinson value, at least currently for how I'm viewing the slate. Anthony Gill, we got no Tristan Vukcevic today, so Anthony Gill should be your starter today. Bad news for him is that he's facing Houston. We also have another center now for Houston. Julian Reese is a guy. Stokastic, I don't think gave any minutes to. They're giving him 0. My guess is that Reese plays all the minutes, or at least the vast majority of minutes that Anthony Gill doesn't play. But Gill should be your starter right now. Stokastic giving him 32 minutes. Gill's been making lines for me lately. He's not a great producer, but he's okay enough. And if he's going to play 32 minutes, he does seem like a decent play. Right now, about a 26.6 projection for me on Anthony Gill. Fields at 23. Again, my guess that Gill starts here. I think the Stokastic assumption is that as well with the minutes that they're giving him. Fields 11% on Anthony Gill. I'm getting 19. And again, much like Ron Harper Jr., I feel better about Gill staying the same play no matter what and having a much better shot of getting these minutes in that projection than I do Blake Hinson. I just don't see Blake Hinson getting 32 minutes. Jalen Pickett getting 22 minutes in the data right now. What did he play last time out for Denver? Pickett played 6 minutes last game. I don't know why Stokastic is giving him... Sorry, I keep clicking the matchup screen. I know why Stokastic is giving him 22 minutes today. But if you give him 22 minutes at a minimum salary, he does look good. I guess the hope is that he could play a little bit more. And you do have a shot that, like, you might get Jamal Murray out, so then Pickett being more of an option would definitely be the case there. But right now, 4% owned by the field. I'm getting 12. Again, Pickett, I don't trust these minutes at 22 right now. But if he were to play 22 minutes, he'd be a good play. I just think this is one of those things that might move as we get closer to lock. Aaron Holiday getting 24.5 minutes from Stokastic. That results in about a 19 projection from both me and them. 3% owned by the field. I'm getting him a 10. Aaron Holiday's minutes. Again, I'm just checking all these because these are the important things to look at. Holiday played 9 minutes last game, 21 the game before that. My run here would have him playing about 14 minutes. So not exactly buying the 25 minutes Stokastic has given him. I'll just say that. Reed Shepard, think that his minutes look good at 30. Aaron Holiday playing 25 minutes. I think there's a little bit of an assumption in the rotation that's not really there. But, with that projection, he's coming up. Reed Shepard, 30.4 minutes. So he played, I think, 35 minutes last game. He's starting now with Jabari Smith out. So that's something where if you get Jabari Smith out again, that would certainly help out here. Houston, though, another team where we did get Jabari Smith out already, so that's good to know. So you would expect Reed Shepard to start again. The fact that he's facing Washington, pretty good. Playing a lot of minutes. His usage was down for being with the starters last game, but I think he had like under So he definitely had under 20% usage, might be closer to 15. But Reed Shepard playing 30 plus minutes, going to be a solid play, and against Washington should be able to find a shot a little more easily. Fields at 66%, I'm getting 60. I think he looks like a rock solid play here as a $5,700 guy. It's not quite a value, but definitely underpriced. Vucevic, we saw the minutes update from Stokastic for Jaylen Brown and Neemias Queta being out. They're giving him just shy of 30 minutes. I would guess that's what you get here. I mean, maybe closer to 26, 27. But at 6,200 with how he's been producing, especially with Jaylen Brown off the court in that small sample size, does seem like Vucevic is a player you want to prioritize to some extent. Fields at 36%. I'm getting 50. Again, Vucevic looking pretty good here against the Milwaukee team that getting Giannis back does make the matchup a little bit tougher, but certainly not a good team on paper. Baylor Shireman getting more opportunity most likely today with Jaylen Brown out. Still not going to be a great producer based on what we saw earlier in the video with the various Celtics rates with Jaylen Brown off the court. But Shireman, about a 25 projection for me at a $4,300 salary. That'll play. Fields 25%, I have 27. Again, not a priority guy, but at shooting guard 4,300, he is decent value. John Conchar, 4,200, going against Denver here. Really needs to contribute a lot via peripherals because the usage is so bad in every spot. But 16% owned by the field. I've got him at 25. He's 4,200 and small forward, power forward, so he probably makes lineups work pretty well, be my guess. And I think generally he's a better FanDuel play with the steal upside, but that's how that goes. Let's go game by game here, guys. Before we do that, get another ask. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It goes a long way for me here to keep fighting the good fight against the YouTube algorithm. You guys haven't shown up in a major way lately. Help me keep getting up above 2K views over and over again. The more you guys keep hitting that like button, we got a shot at 3K. We got a shot at probably not 4K, but 3K we can get, I think, before the season ends. So please show some love. Hit that like button, subscribe, no matter what's going on in the world of NBA DFS. I show up and do the work here as best I can for you guys Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. Of course, Stokastic, all their data is going to update as the day goes on. Check it out for yourself using that promo code SPLASH over at Stokastic. 15% off any package, weekly, monthly, even yearly. All sport packages as well. So get it for yourself over at Stokastic. Does support the show. So check them out. Link down below. And get 15% off the promo code SPLASH. And of course, last but very much not least, go to splashplaypodcast.com. Check out all the screens that I show you guys on stream here every day. Get them for yourself. Squirt Squad tier, $20 a month. VIP tier, $40 a month. It's a really good deal. You get my data Monday to Saturday, so that's why it's a little bit cheaper. And also, I just want to get you guys in now for NBA, for MLB as well. It's all the same package. So check it out. Join down below, or click the link rather down below, splashplaypodcast.com, and check it out. And really, please, you guys can sign up. Support the show if you can by joining over there, because if you guys sign up, the more I can project things moving forward and the more I can pay for more stuff is really the thing, because there's more APIs I can get. There's more things I can do. You know, I'm always trying to add more things. You guys have seen here the minutes tool, I think, is a pretty nice addition for you guys on the Squirt Squad or the VIP tiers. Let's go game by game here, though. We got Houston at Washington, 224.5 combined points here. Obviously, Rockets going to get the lion's share of that. 119.5 implied points on their side. Reed Shepard, the priority here, like we talked about. He played. Let me just actually get the minutes count just so I can say confidently. Though I can just look at the minutes tab, but I'm also pulling it up in a separate tab like an idiot. Shepard played 35, almost actually 36 minutes last game. Again, only 15.5% usage, but 30.5 fantasy points, a little bit less than that on FanDuel. So Reed Shepard, you're seeing the opportunity there, and that's also slightly tougher matchup facing the Heat, pace up spot, but, better team. Going against Washington, you're facing another fast-paced team that is worse by a pretty decent clip. So for Reed Shepard, can't imagine being too far into the field on him. I think no matter what breaks here, obviously more value can open up. I think that Reed Shepard's going to easily make half my lineups, unless there's like really good value, which is a possibility. We have a couple injury reports we haven't gotten yet. Tari Eason, Fields at 20%. He's your second highest owned guy on the Rockets. I'm getting 15. Still hate the shooting guard eligibility for Tari Eason. Just don't get why he's at that position. That said, he does contribute in every category. Another guy like Amin Thompson can get more in the stocks categories facing Washington. So I have no real opposition to Tari Eason, but at 20%, I think he's a little bit overowned. Alperen Sengun, 18% owned by the field. I got him at 28% here. Again, that's the percentage of the time he makes a winning lineup across my 100,000 contest sims. For Alperen Sengun, I think the big thing that stands out to me is that it's a very similar situation to what he saw versus Sacramento, and that was the best Sengun game we've had in a while. So I will be above the field on Sengun, I think, no matter what, as long as that number hangs around 25 to 33%. I think he'll make at least 33% of my lineups. Maybe an outside shot of making half. Value, though, is not fantastic as a 4.8x value on paper. $9,400 salary. Amin Thompson, again, the same thing we talked about with Easton and mentioned as well earlier for Amin Thompson. I think the ceiling's a little bit higher for him when you can get easy shots at the rim as well as potentially some steals, some blocks against a team that's not very good. Fields is 16% on Amin Thompson. I've got 28. Would say he's a much higher priority than a guy like Kevin Durant, who's at 14% owned by the field. Now I'm getting 14. But really for the Rockets, they all have the bigger ceiling because they are facing Washington. And certainly if any of them takes usage away, it'll look better. Jabari Smith as well helps these rates out for all these guys by a little bit. Aaron Holiday, don't really buy the minutes here. Like I mentioned earlier, 24.5 minutes. I think they could easily go anywhere else. Just hasn't been a number that Aaron Holiday's played recently, so I don't know why he'd be playing it today. But if he does play 24.5 minutes, that gets you 3% owned by the field. I've got him at 10, but really would think when I pull in my minutes, when things update, I don't think Aaron Holiday will be that high in my data. Wizards, 105 implied points here. You have no Vucevic, so that does help get these guys again more. Will Riley on Saturday did the live before lock show on Stokastic with EMAC. Really thought there was a risk Will Riley might not play because he wasn't starting in that spot. And he also had an injury, but he played, and he also played in that spot. Let me just pull up the minutes over here. It'll be faster. He also played 35 minutes in that spot, 36 minutes the game before that, 29 before that. So he played 35 off the bench, 36 as a starter the previous game. So Riley is one of those guys that does seem like he's getting legit minutes for Washington no matter what. Obviously, they could take him away any day they want to. But on a day where you don't have Vucevic, maybe you get more Riley playing small ball 5. I think that's definitely a possibility. But right now, Riley getting 30 minutes in this data. That gets him in about 16% of my lineups. Fields at 38. So I am low on Will Riley. But, I do think the minutes secure for him around 30. Jaden Hardy, another guy, Stokastic given pretty decent minutes to. He's played lately 20 minutes last game, 28 the game before that. So he does get run in blowouts, but it's seemingly earning his way into regular rotational minutes. Hardy, been a decent producer all year at 0.84 fantasy sports minute, but nothing great. 3,800, Fields at 19%. I'm only getting 5. He's cheap. Projection-wise, I don't really see it, but he's cheap. Jameer Watkins, another guy getting jerked around rotation a little bit, but did play 21 last game for Washington. Stokastic today has him playing 25.5. And think they have him getting some of the minutes because they didn't give any to Julian Reese, who is the backup center that's most likely going to play, in my opinion, the backup minutes there at the 5. Jameer Watkins getting 25.5 minutes. Okay play. Fields 12%. I'm getting 6. Anthony Gill is the one who should start for Washington. They have him playing 32 minutes today. Gill has lately played 28, 31, 24, 31. Last time he started, he played 31 as well. So I would assume, again, closer to 31 than 32. That said, that makes him a decent play at 4,500. Anthony Gill, 11% owned by the field. I got him at 19%. Sharif Cooper, Fields at 11, not really getting there at 5%. And again, Julian Reese, I'll say the name out loud again because he has $3K minimum salary. He's not a guy that's like an elite contributor, but and he hasn't played at all in the NBA this year. My guess is that he's going to be a per minute guy around like a Colin Murray Boyles tier, like 0.85 to 0.9 fantasy sports minute based on what his college stats were. I think he played at Maryland. Let me just make sure here. He played at Maryland. Per 100, he put up 27 points, 18 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals, a couple assists as well. Overall in college, 22% usage rate, 18% rebound rate. It's legit big man numbers. So I don't think he's like a permanent monster or anything, but maybe an outside chance he starts and takes the 17 minutes that Vucevic was playing away. I think he'd be an interesting play at that point. Anthony Gill probably going to play the lion's share of minutes no matter what, but if Gill gets in foul trouble or something breaks weird, I would say that Julian Reese is a player that I just don't think gets 0 minutes like Stokastic is giving him right now. Next game up, we got the Celtics and the Bucks. Again, we got the updates in. Shouts to Stokastic for updating their minutes right away with Jaylen Brown out. But Celtics total at 111.5 implied points. That might have moved down during the show, but I'm going to see real fast. Because Jaylen Brown was not an expected sit here. Yeah, that's moved quite a bit, actually. Boston was a 4.5 point favorite on the road. Now they're 1.5. So Boston's total's down to 109. So these guys, the projection will probably come down a little bit for Boston here. But currently, with the update here for no Jaylen Brown, again, I want to pull in Boston's rates as well to get a more accurate read in my data. But for right now, we're doing the best we can. Vucevic is getting the most ownership here, 36% owned. I'm getting 50. He's had a massive day lately, so the box score chasers will feel pretty good about playing him. Certainly, you could see Luka Garza play well off the bench, something like that. And Vucevic at 6,200, like you're not guaranteed that he's going to smash here, but he is a 36 projection for me at that salary. I think he looks like a very good play, and certainly hard to imagine to me being so far into the field if he's going to be reasonably owned. Peyton Pritchard fields at 32%. I have at 41. As we saw earlier, rate-wise, he and Derek White become functionally the same player, but Derek White probably playing a little bit more minutes-wise and does contribute slightly more in assists. Peyton Pritchard, though, getting him above the field right now at 41%, fields at 32. Baylor Shireman, field now getting 25%. I have 27. Not a priority play. He's not a great producer, even with Jaylen Brown out. I'd have him at only 0.8 fantasy points a minute, and that's without giving any extra usage or assist rate to guys like Derek White, to Peyton Pritchard, to Vucevic. Shireman is not really my kind of guy. Okay shooter, but doesn't really do a ton rebounding or assist-wise. Does a little bit of everything, though. Kind of like I'll say a rich man's John Conchar, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I don't see it. But I'm still getting ownership there, so I don't want to poo-poo Shireman too much. I still think he's an elite play, and like if you told me I couldn't play Baylor Shireman, I don't think I'd feel that sad about it. Ron Harper, I think I'd be more intrigued by at 3,200. He's also not been producing really well. 45% true shooting. He's so much worse than his brother Dylan Harper. That said, 0.72 fantasy points a minute, accounting for who's not available today. I'd have him at 0.8. Certainly, he'll get more shots up potentially here, but he's not a high usage guy. Doesn't contribute a ton of rebounds or assists either. But he's definitely due to shoot better. Like, you can't be in the league as a 45% true shooter, so he's due to have a hot day. Maybe today's the day. And he did play, again, over 30 minutes last time Jaylen Brown was out. And then Derek White fields at 19%. I have 31. I like the way this looks right now. I'm above the field on Peyton Pritchard by a little bit, above the field on Derek White by a little bit. Still treating these guys, I think, what they are. They both can hit together. They both can have a ceiling that eats from the other one as well. You want to get exposure to, I think, both of them, to me, above the field with Jaylen Brown out. So Derek White, not a priority play for the field's ownership at 19%. I have 31. And then Sam Hauser fields at 16. I have 17. Not big stands here, but Sam Hauser likely going to start here. Started last time that Jaylen Brown was out. And he's really one of the better shooters on the team, so he's got that going for him. Angel's brother rebounds like Herb, 7 boards on 16 minutes in G League. Okay. Is he actually Angel Reese's brother? Is that legit? If I wish he would rebound like her if that were the case. Milwaukee on their side, getting Giannis back in. We could save time on this video talking about Milwaukee barely. Giannis being back in, he's only getting 23 minutes of Stokastic data. They have him really meaningfully minutes limited. He might play like 30 or something, but you still probably don't want to play him at 11K. I just don't see the chance for him to play a lot of minutes here. The situation being what it is, like he probably thought he wasn't going to be on the team. And now, he seemed locked in for the most part in those games he's been on the bench, in particular when they've been playing well. But you just don't expect the minutes to be there, even if he does try really hard. And I think that's really it. Just getting Giannis in. Can't play KPJ now. Can't play Rollins now. I suppose they have a theoretical ceiling with Giannis being minutes limited, but him getting any minutes, he'll take too many stats. It's hard to imagine them having, a number that you can really feel comfortable about. And the value metrics show that. Porter Jr. rather at 4.1x for me. Rollins at 4.5x. These guys, to me, not really plays now. It wouldn't touch the Bucks with Giannis back in. All right, so it is Angel Reese's brother. All right, well, again, if he played like her, maybe it'll show more in the NBA. I don't know. Tough matchup against Houston to debut in, but I think he plays minutes. And a 3K minimum salary guy, when there is a hole at center for the team, the shot to play minutes, it's noteworthy. Denver at Utah, 242.5 combined points here, massive total. And the fact now that Boston's going down, you're talking about this total being 18 points higher than Houston, Washington, 26 points higher than Boston, Milwaukee, 27 points higher than Clippers, Golden State. This is a really important game, whether it works out or not. But right now, Nikola Jokic on a Denver team getting 127 implied points, massive implied total, one of the highest we've had all year. Jokic is coming up 74% for the field in the rerun here with the Boston value opening up. I'm getting Jokic at 53%. My big thing is that, it's going to be the case for me whenever we have these slates like this, whenever you have a pay-up option being owned so heavily by the field, so obviously by the field, think you want to come in a little bit lower on that and just see what you can get. If you can get other guys that spike around it, Jokic should play well with whatever minutes he gets. But what if he plays 28 minutes because they're just smoking the shit out of the Jazz and it's a back-to-back for Denver? You need to push Jokic too hard here. Right now, my projection on Jokic is at 61.5, Stokastic at 65. That said, if you give him a 34 projection, it'll come up more for me. Jamal Murray, 29% owned by the field. I've got him at 39. He's your most live lever against Nikola Jokic's ownership here. That said, we don't have the injury report out. It's possible both these guys sit, though my guess that Jokic plays. For again, trying to hit the minutes requirement you have to have for the All-NBA/MVP awards. But that said, for Jamal Murray, above the field here, 5x value, 8,800. He looks decent. Again, a good matchup on paper. You're facing Utah. Tim Hardaway Jr. is the guy in the thumbnail today because I thought he'd be more important in the slate. He's playing big minutes lately, playing over 30 minutes his last few games. That said, right now, only 24% owned by the field. I've got him at 27. Do think if they were not good value opening up because of the Boston situation, Jabari Smith being out helps out a little bit too. You would probably need a Tim Hardaway Jr. more, but as it is right now, I think he's going to be less of a priority play than I thought he would be. Still coming up, though, in a quarter of lineups. Bruce Brown would look better if you get Jamal Murray out. Fields at 19% right now. I'm getting 14% across my 100,000 contest sims. I think Bruce Brown an okay play here, but 29 minutes, that's not bad. Not a priority, though, with better value opening up as well. Joe Val thinks Stokastic's giving him 20 minutes here, 15 minutes. Certainly, he can play more, and if he does play more against a Washington, or against a Jazz, rather, here, sorry, shitty teams all blur together. Going against the Jazz here, though, like, he can hit a higher ceiling at 3,500, but I don't think you should give him 15 minutes, given the fact that he hasn't played, he hasn't played more than 12 minutes, I think, in his last 5 games at least. Where's that number for me? Jonas, 10, 8, 12, 12, 12, 12, 14, 15. It's taken him a while to play 15. I don't know why the median projection would be 15. It feels like you're giving him a lot here. And I suppose the good thing is that it'll make him pop up a little bit. If he does go nuts against the Jazz, then he gets some exposure. But yeah, Joe Val, to me, I just think that projection's a little bit too high, and I don't want to go nuts on it. Fields at 14%, I'm getting 13 and change. Julian Strawther getting 11% for the field. I'm at 9. Not a noteworthy stand there with his rotation role seemingly being squeezed. Cam Johnson also not in the data right now because the assumption is he won't play the back-to-back. If he does, he would also hurt these secondary players like Strawther's projection even more. Christian Brown, Fields at 10%, I'm getting 12. Jalen Pickett, 4%. I don't buy their minutes projection for him either. The Jazz, I think, such a soft matchup, such a great total for Denver. You get why you're getting Jokic and Murray. And even THJ, with the minutes he's playing, I get that. The rest of the guys, I feel like they're just creeping in here. And yeah, they can hit a ceiling, but I don't want to have massive stands on Joe Val, Bruce Brown, Strawther. We need more guys out, I think, to really feel good about any of these guys. Brown, though, playing a lot of minutes, playing a lot of minutes against the Jazz. Maybe something can pay off. A 10% ownership. Jazz on their side, Blake Hinson, Svi Mikhailiuk getting a lot of minutes from Stokastic here. Stokastic giving Svi 21 minutes. I don't get why he didn't play last game. Blake Hinson, they're giving 32 minutes to. Again, we talked about this earlier, but I do really try to make the case here for why I don't buy into certain guys and why I do. Blake Hinson has not played 32 minutes at all in the last 10 games, and he played 16 the last time they played, 18 the one before that. So I don't see why Blake Hinson would get 32 minutes here. These two guys coming up massively because of how many minutes Stokastic has given them. I don't think they should be that high. That's really the big thing I'll say. Getting some exposure here because these guys will get some amount of minutes, sure. But at 3K, 3,500, you can end up getting a lot of these guys if you get exposed to too many minutes. You can see here, Blake Hinson at 3,500. If you give him 32 minutes, he makes 66% of my winning laps across 100,000 contest sims. I just don't buy that. So when I update for everything with my minutes later on, Blake Hinson will not be here. But Stokastic users are going to get Blake Hinson like this, and I don't think it's a good thing. Even if he starts, I just don't buy it. And John Conchar, 16%. I'm getting 25. Conchar's minutes are there. He's one of those guys that I feel like the projection's always a little bit higher than it should be. The last time Conchar only played 15 minutes as well. The games before that played 26, 24, 31. So for Conchar, I don't know, for a guy that can play, potential low in minutes, do we really want to go nuts on him either? Probably not, especially given the fact he's not a high usage guy. I don't really get what Stokastic's doing minutes wise here with this team. Think it should look different. Clippers at Golden State, last game on the slate, 215.5 combined points here. With, again, no injury report out yet, it's entirely possible that Kawhi sits. Stokastic is assuming John Collins sits in the back-to-back, so keep that in mind looking at the data. But right now, the assumption Kawhi is in. He's the only guy that looks playable here. Fields at 26%. I'm getting 43. Think Kawhi at 9,500. One of your more live pivots to Nikola Jokic. Assuming that he plays, he's facing a crappy Warriors team. But I really don't know that I'd be confident that Kawhi plays today. If he's out too, would think that Mathurin becomes more of a play in the conversation. At 6,900, he's really not super playable. Currently, besides him, I guess you'll get some other Clippers opening up his values a little bit, but really wouldn't trust a lot in the Clippers even if Kawhi is out. And if Kawhi is in, it's also really only Kawhi for me here. Golden State with no Steph. Draymond in, nothing looking that good. 16% Gary Payton for the field. I'm getting 12. Draymond Green, 15% for the field. I got 2. He just really doesn't play that well at all this year, but especially with Steph Curry out, I don't know why it'd be better. Pajemski, Fields at 15%. I'm getting 9. Minutes are good for him, but at 7,100, you were paying for them fully. Anthony Melton, Fields at 12%. I'm getting 4. It's really like a slate where, these guys, I get what the Fields getting the ownership here. You got to play people besides the chalk. The chalk looks infinitely better, though, than so many teams like the Warriors here, like the Clippers. Not to be the asshole talking NFL on here, but hopefully see you drafting soon. I think I'm going to do a stream this week. The issue is, I don't know that I really want to draft an underdog at all this year, especially with them, firing DraftKings guys this year. There's no financial incentive for me to do it, and I don't like the site currently. So that's been another part of the issue. I have spent so much time in NBA, and this is where I spend most of my money. This is where my focus is, but I will make sure to do an NFL video this week because I do feel bad about neglecting that channel. But it's not going to be as frequent unless some sponsorship thing comes along because I don't see doing as much basketball on stream this year personally. But I'll do some. My goal is to do one a week. It's just been hard with NBA. All right, let's go to the simulation data real fast because you can see here the projection matrix. This is part of what I offer on the Squirt Squad tier. VIP tier, though, you get my projections exportable via copy, paste, or CSV. Simulation data, and this is the big one I want to show you guys here. We run 100,000 contest sims on my site and get a good read on the data. You're not building lines with the sim as much as you are in Stokastic. That's why I think the tool goes hand in hand well with Stokastic data. But you get a good read on all the different ways that the 100,000 sims play together. And right now, again, working off Stokastic's minutes projections, Blake Hinson makes 66% of the winning lineups. He's your lead guy here. Reed Shepard, number 2 at 60. And Nikola Jokic right behind at 53. So Jokic, very chalky. My sim data does like him a little bit less, but still a guy that's obviously going to make a winning lineup pretty often. Guys who score 30 plus the most in the slate, again, with 100,000 contest sims accounting for standard deviations and all that. Nikola Jokic, 100% of the time does it. Şengün, 100% of the time. Kawhi Leonard, 99% of the time, assuming that he plays. 40 plus, Jokic does it the most at 100% of the time. Kawhi Leonard, 84. Şengün, 82. So that's where the standard deviation kicks in a little bit more. Jokic rock solid, and that's why the field's going to play him so much. Jokic scores 50 plus the most, does that 95% of the time. Kawhi at 46. Jamal Murray at 35, just ahead of Şengün. 60 plus the most is Jokic again, 70% of the time. So, just based off that, I feel like you should probably play Jokic 70% as a minimum, even though he's coming a little bit lower in my sim. But Kawhi, 16% of the time, he'll score 60 plus. Jamal Murray, 11% of the time, he'll score 60 plus. Şengün at 6, Derek White at 6. Guys who 5x the most, Blake Hinson, 95%. Ron Harper Jr., 90. Jaden Pickett, 88. Guys, 6x the most, Blake Hinson, 79. Ron Harper, 64. Jaylen Pickett, 58. It sucks. I really do feel like Hinson, Pickett, even Aaron Holiday, I just am not buying the minutes projection. Whether they hit or not today, I just think Stokastic is going to knock them down. So kind of frustrates me that they're coming up this much because I just don't think these guys matter that much on the slate. Hinson might start, though. So, don't want to be totally blind to him, but he started again. Started last time he played and still didn't get there. Let's go to Stokastic now. Let's run their sim, guys. Let's see, they might have updated even more recently than we got on show here. Yeah, they updated literally 3 minutes ago, so hot off the presses sim here coming up. And 5,000 lineups here, competing 10,000 times. Before we do that, guys, please do, again, show some love. Hit that like button and subscribe. Really goes a long way for me here, doing the best I can to build up this channel, to get it ready for MLB. Also, to build up my splashplaypodcast.com website. So I'm doing the work as best I can, showing you guys everything as much as possible here on Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. Obviously, you guys know if you watch the NBA at all, or if you watch this kind of content and don't watch the NBA, you know how chaotic it is, but we're still showing up doing the work as best we can. And that's why I promise you guys, going throughout the entire season, going throughout the playoffs, into the NBA Finals, we'll keep being here doing the work. So please show some love. Hit that like button and subscribe. It goes a long way for me here. Just one guy doing the best I can to keep this channel afloat. Also, check out Stokastic. Of course, we're going to run their sim right now, but it does update as the day goes on, so check it out. You really need to see things as things update. Like, a lot of you guys watch the stream, build your lineups off of that. More power to you, but like, things look different at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern than it does at 2, so that's why you need to keep your eyes peeled on Stokastic Sims. And the biggest thing I always talk about, idiot-proof, great DFS lineups, legitimate shots at $100,000. So if you get on Stokastic and you can be a judge for yourself, just looking at the top of tournaments, look at the top of the mini max, look at the top of the 4-point play, look at the top of the big tournament every slate. You'll see Stokastic avatars up there, and it's really the biggest testament you can give to their lineup. So check it out for yourself over at Stokastic. 15% off the promo code SPLASH. And last but not least, splashlightpodcast.com. Check it out. Cheap stuff when you do join through the site itself. Obviously, you can still join through YouTube if you want. If that's easier for you, do it. But you pay more when you pay through YouTube and through, especially with Apple, because you get extra VIG on top of that. But at splashlightpodcast.com, you're talking $20 a month for my Squirt Squad tier, $40 a month for my VIP tier. So getting in there for really cheap, getting my projections, all the data I show you guys here on screen, updated throughout the night. Let's check it out for yourself. If you want that edge for whether you're a hand builder or 150 maxing, my data is definitely a different look than you're getting out there. And for a lot of people out there having the best, DFS nights in their lives. One guy said he hadn't cashed a DFS before finding the channel. Now he's cashed, I think he said like 5 of the last 7 nights in the Discord. Really happy to hear stuff like that. And that's the kind of thing I've been hearing a lot since we launched the site. So check it out for yourself at splashplaypodcast.com. All right. Top ROI lineups according to Stokastic. Number 1, Amin Thompson, Peyton Pritchard, John Conchar makes it, Blake Hinson, Jonas Valanciunas, Derek White, Svi Mikhailiuk, and Nikola Jokic. So you can see here the Mikhailiuk, Blake Hinson, guys that are getting a lot of minutes in Stokastic data. I'm just not sure should be getting as many as they are. Jokic and Joe Val playing them together, which does feel counterintuitive, but it will be underplayed, I'm sure. And they both can clean up versus Utah, obviously. I don't hate the lineup. It's just like I think the underlying assumption on minutes for these guys, I'm a little bit leery of. Number 2, Derek White, Jaden Hardy, Sam Hauser, John Conchar, Joe Val again, Kawhi, Blake Hinson again, Nikola Jokic again. So the Joe Val Jokic tandem here coming up a good amount up top. Number 3, Jamal Murray, Baylor Shireman, John Conchar, Alperen Şengün, Jokic. So Şengün power forward with Jokic. I like that build, like I mentioned earlier. Bruce Brown makes it. Blake Hinson makes it again. Jalen Pickett makes it again. Pickett, another one I'll highlight. Just don't buy the minutes with how much they're giving him. Number 4, Reed Shepherd, Baylor Shireman, John Conchar, Alperen Şengün, Nikola Vucevic, Amin Thompson, Blake Hinson, and Jamal Murray. Then number 5, Reed Shepherd, Christian Brown, John Conchar, Blake Hinson, Nikola Vucevic, Derek White, Gary Payton, and Nikola Jokic. All right, well, less Vucevic in the top lineups than I would have thought, but you get to him at number 4 and 5. I guess really less Celtics overall than I would have thought, but you're still getting taste of them in every lineup, it seems. Definitely a lot of the, Denver big man situation coming through. Highest ROI players across all these lineups that they just built. Number 1 is John Conchar, 25% ROI. Number 2, Joe Val, 20% ROI. Again, he can hit. It's just, if you give him a 15-minute projection, that's more minutes than you'd expect him to play based on what he's played in the last 10 games. Blake Hinson, 19% ROI. Aaron Holiday, 18%. Jalen Pickett at 12. Gary Payton at 7. Those are all your positive ROI guys. Highest exposed players across Stokastic's top 150 lineups that we just selected here. Jokic, 75% exposure. Fields, 72. So even with him being mega chalk, Stokastic wants you to get more. Blake Hinson, 75% exposure. Fields at 22. I have said enough about Blake Hinson. I just don't buy the minutes projection. I think everything kind of falls apart when you poke that hole. Reed Shepherd, 59% exposure. Fields at 62. I feel better about Reed Shepherd than they do. But, they're basically holding hands to the field, so it's not really a major negative stand. John Conchar, 14% ownership for the field. You're getting 55. Massive stand on John Conchar. It's a lot for a guy that doesn't get any usage and only played like 15 minutes last game. Derek White, 45% exposure. Fields at 33. That I get. You got Jaylen Brown out, so that's simple enough. Kawhi at 40, right behind him. Highest leverage guys. Blake Hinson, 52% leverage. Massive stand on Blake Hinson. Again, if he starts, he's got a shot, but he's not been a great producer. And he did play less than 20 minutes when he started last game. John Conchar, 40% more in the field. It's tough. Joe Val, 25% more in the field. He's only 9% owned. They want to get 34. So big stand on Joe Val. Obviously, he can clean up in the second unit against Utah, but he really does need to play like 15 minutes to get there. Gary Payton, 22% leverage. You're getting him in 35% of lineups. Fields at 12. And Kawhi Leonard, 14% leverage on him. He's making 40% of lineups. The Fields 26. Your biggest fades across Stokastic's top 150 lineups. Ron Harper Jr., negative 39% leverage. I think the Field's going to be playing him at 57%. The only 118. Do they have him starting? And they have him starting too. It's a big disbelief in Ron Harper. I don't agree, but, you know, that's what it's getting. Will Riley, negative 22% leverage. He's priced up now at 5,100 and not my favorite play in the world. Fields going to play him a lot, though, at 35%. So noteworthy anti-stand on Will Riley here. Svi Mykhailiuk, Stokastic, giving him minutes. Now expect the Field to play him at 30%. I just don't think the Field's going to get there that much because I think they're going to knock their minutes down. If I'd guess, I think Svi Mykhailiuk, by the time he gets a lock, will not be a player coming up as much because they're just going to get their minutes to a more logical level. But right now, getting 30%, they're giving you 17. So they're pushing him a lot and they're fading him. So he's not really a good play no matter what. But he has 3K minimum if he does somehow start or something. And Nikola Vucevic, 48% owned by the Field. You're getting 34. So a little bit of a fade on Vucevic. Obviously love Joval so much. Maybe that's coming away from Vucevic and go to Joval. Then Peyton Pritchard, you also are fading as well, negative 10% leverage. He's still getting played in 37% of Stokastic's top 150 lineups, but a noteworthy fade nonetheless. Tim Hardaway Jr. also getting faded too, negative 9% leverage. Okay. Let's do a hand build here. Let me pull up my projection matrix so I get a read what I want to do for this hand build. The boys can't leave the video satisfied unless they get a handy. So here you go. All right. Matrix opened up. Top sim point guard for me would be Reed Shepherd. Stokastic not as in love with the Reed, but what are you going to do? Peyton Pritchard as well, pretty close for me. So I will put Peyton Pritchard at guard. Against Stokastic, a little bit low on him, but we're just playing the guys that would pop up for me if I'm doing a hand build. Small forward for me would be Kawhi right now. Ron Harper Jr. not far behind as a value option. Let's go Kawhi, because we do know the sim does not like Ron Harper Jr., doesn't respect him at all. Power forward for me, again, with Stokastic's minutes assumption, to be Blake Hinson. I don't agree with this, but I'm going to put Blake Hinson in because it's going to make my life easier to get a good sim ROI. Center. It's got to be Jokic in their data. Guard. We got to get some value in now. I mean, again, with Stokastic's minutes, I think it'd be Jalen Pickett. With my minutes, I don't think it will be. But I'm going to put Pickett here as a 3K minimum salary guy at guard. Forward, 4,300 left for these last two spots. So we need another value at forward. And for me, it'd be Ron Harper Jr. Let's see if we get this to sim well. Not sure if it will. Then a utility. Christian Brown, Pat Spencer, Bub Carrington. A real poo-poo platter of poo-poo. Which is not what actual poo-poo platters are made of, in case you're curious. We'll go Reed Shepherd, Peyton Pritchard, Kawhi Leonard, Blake Hinson, Nikola Jokic, Jalen Pickett, Ron Harper Jr., Christian Brown. 44% ROI here, 0.2% win rate. We could take this. Christian Brown, I don't feel like I love or anything. Let me take out these three and have it complete the lineup. So they put in Jaden Hardy, John Conchar, and Joval instead. See what ROI that gives us. So Reed Shepherd, Peyton Pritchard, Conchar, Hinson, Jokic, Hardy, Kawhi, Joval. 215% ROI. That's a lot better. And sometimes I feel like the Sims do become... Oh, shit. I wasn't showing you guys the screen the whole time. My bad. Sorry. I always forget to do this, and I apologize. One day I'll get better at it. I forgot. 215% ROI on this, though. So, yeah. I mean, again, the Sims to me, like, sometimes becomes Stokastic's data just sniffing its own farts and going like, ooh, what John Contra's going to play so many minutes then? Like, he doesn't play that many minutes, but it thinks that he is. Yeah, we got it. You're a little late, Isaac, but we got it. Yeah, I would say for how it looks for me, I just think Jaden Hardy, not as much of a priority play. Jonas Valanciunas, not as much of a priority play. Conchar, less. Hinson, less. But Hey, this is the whole point of the video. You get to see how it looks with the great site. It's winning people all the money. You get to see how it looks with me, the mom and pop shop that's just fucking rubbing pennies together to make ends meet. But guys, we'll give you guys one more run through my splash plays of the day. Before I do that, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. You guys know the deal here. I show up and do the work as best I can. Yes, sometimes I forget to switch the screen, but sometimes I remember. And that's what happens here. But I'm doing the work as best I can. Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. Obviously, a lot of things going on. Sometimes I have to update data on the stream for you guys, but I still do it as much as I can, make a good video for you guys. I show up and try to do that as best as I humanly can, Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. So please show that love back, hit that like button and subscribe. And of course, join splashplaypodcast.com. Big way I'm able to do what I do here is you guys joining over there, splashplaypodcast.com, my site. Get $20 if you join the Score Squad tier. Get the matchup screen, the projection matrix, and my new minutes screen, along with AI agent minutes that are generated. I also tweak them myself if I have to, like for Darius Garland. I'm going to have to tweak them manually today because the AI agent is just like, this guy can't play because he hasn't played in so long, but he's going to play today. That said, you get all that stuff at splashplaypodcast.com, a really good product, I think, in addition to your Saber Sim, your Stokastic Sim, whatever you're doing. But check that out. And of course, check out Stokastic itself, 15% off, link down below, promo code SPLASH over there. You want to build great lineups, idiot-proof, whatever players you want, it'll find you the best ROI lineups with it. Check it out for yourself over at Stokastic, that 15% off with the promo code SPLASH, SPLASH, over at Stokastic, promo code SPLASH. All right, splash plays for the day. Keep in mind, it's going to move a little bit when I update. I'd say Reed Shepherd for me is one. Again, we need better value. I need like all the Clippers guys, all the Nuggets guys get ruled out kind of value for you to move off Reed Shepherd. Peyton Pritchard for me. Even though I didn't put Derek White in, I think he is still a splash play. I'll have him above the field as part of my core. Jokic, I'll be under the field on, but I feel like he's a splash play because he'll be still like half my lineups. I think he should be like a 50 to 60% play for you. Don't think it should be more than that owned. You should want to see other lineups because the field's going to be there so heavy. Ron Harper Jr., I think is a splash play for me. I'm not going to fade him today. And the Blake Hinson thing, I'm just not buying. So he's like an anti-splash play. If he gets 30 minutes, he's a great play. I just don't see what world he gets 30 minutes. I really have a hard time buying that one, even with Kevin Love out. I just don't see it. Make sure to gamble responsibly, guys, even though it is always money time here on the Splash Play channels. Follow me at Chris Spags. Follow this channel at Splash Play Bets, your home for NBA Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. Soon, MLB Monday to Friday as well. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys again soon. So no Stokastic live before lock speed this week until Friday. You're only getting these videos, so enjoy them, I guess. But enjoy your days. Good luck. Hop in the Discord if you have any questions, any thoughts, if you're a member of the channel. And I'll see you guys again soon. So wish you guys the best. Good luck. And catch you later. Bye-bye.